It is 5 minutes until go time. And boys and girls, I'm not going to lie to you. I'm scared straight for what is coming. Everybody's been doing their speculating, their digging, their analysis. A lot of the analysis I've been doing is off of the SNL guest appearances from Caleb McLaughlin and Finn Wolfhard, I believe were the two that I looked at, giving their descriptions for episodes. I think episode 5 is going to be the worst one of this set because the descriptors that they used were crispy and electrifying, and that could mean a number of things. I'm worried for my boy Steve. I'm worried for him because in episode 1, there was a reference made to, like, Steve, make sure you turn off the voltage of the radio tower. He's like, yeah, I'll do that. I'm not an idiot. Well, I think there's going to be a situation in episode 5 because we've seen promo footage of a Demogorgon getting fried right below the radio tower. Let me look at some of the other stuff I wrote down. We have been, as fans, we have been extraordinarily lucky to this point to not have pretty much every OG major character die. Like, everyone we were introduced to in season 1 is alive, except for Dr. Brenner, who, to be honest, deserved what came to him in season 4. But revisiting the original predictions we made before this whole volume started, it's a coin flip for me for a lot of these. I think Steve or Robin is going to die, Max or Lucas, Jonathan or Joyce. The jury is still out on a member of the Wheeler family dying. That's not Nancy or Mike. I don't see Max and Lucas making it out of Escape from Camazotz because Lucas is running Max's unconscious body through the hospital and all these Demogorgons attacking and all this stuff, and we don't know if Max is going to make it out. Maybe she will briefly and then die. I don't know. Someone close to Dustin will die because he was seen crying. I will be genuinely shocked if we get through Volume 2 with less than two major character deaths. I'm really worried for Steve. I think it's going to be a majestic death. I don't think the brutal death that the Duffer Brothers alluded to has come yet. I think that death is either coming from someone being buried alive or someone falling a great distance, because we saw in the trailer someone falling a great distance. My dad had a crazy theory, and I don't think this is going to pan out, but if it does, my dad is a freaking genius. Vecna is very centered on time, and he takes 12 kids, there's 12, major positions on a clock, 1 through 12, and he does all this time stuff, and there's all this stuff in the Upside Down about time, and Max is stuck in a flashback in some of Henry's memories, and my dad's theory is somebody in the gang will die, but they'll find out a way to, travel in time, and they alluded to wormholes as well, the Mr. Clark class lecture about wormholes, and Erica being upset about coming out of that class. Mr. Clark has predicted everything he's talked about in this show. So my dad's theory is wormholes and time stuff will be used to resurrect a member of the party that dies. But one thing is for certain, heads are going to roll. I'm very scared. I can accept a majestic Steve death, but so help me God, if Dustin dies, I will not speak to anyone for 3 to 5 business days. Here we go. I'm very nervous. Okay, a lot to unpack there. I think Jonathan and Nancy die. They messed with whatever that was, and they're both going to be toast. I wondered why I didn't see many shots of them in the new footage. I think they both die. I think there's some kind of wave that goes out from that orb thing, whatever was there. I freaked out when I saw Dustin's map on the wall because time travel is definitely involved now. How would that map be up there? This might be a multi-decade battle unless Dustin goes straight back to Hawkins' lab in the real world and puts everything up on the wall and takes all the notes. It's going to be a weird time warp thing. As far as Max, I don't think she is going to go back to the real world. Oh, excuse me. Until she gets all the kids out of there. She's either leaving with all the kids or she's not leaving at all. That sequence with Will controlling Vecna was freaking awesome. It broke my heart to see Steve and Dustin fight. They should not be fighting each other like that, man. But as much as it pains me to say it, I think Steve's got a point. If you really think about it, Eddie, I mean, he wanted to save Dustin. I think he did save Dustin drawing those bats away. But neither of them had to be in that situation. God, it just breaks my heart seeing Steve and Dustin fight like that. It breaks my heart seeing Jonathan and Nancy fight like that, because that might be the last fight they ever have. I think they both die. I'm surprised nobody died in this episode, but somebody in the next one will. Hold on to your butts. How did nobody die there? How? I'll tell you how. Karen freaking Wheeler. Can we appreciate that this woman has known about monsters for all of 5 minutes, and the only 2 times she's been faced with them, she stood head to head with them and even took out 3.5 of them. Half the first time and 3 the second time. Genius. Very brave. Holly the Heroic gets that from somewhere. All of the Wheelers, even down to Ted, who stood his ground, all the Wheelers have a lot of bravery, so I give a lot of props to them. I really hope that nothing goes wrong with Holly and Max waking up. I can understand the Duffer Brothers riding a different way out of there for Holly, because it doesn't make sense for Holly to portal out the way that Max did. I thought Steve, yeah. Steve would have died if Dustin didn't pull him back. Think about that for a second. I thought for frickin' sure Nancy and Jonathan were screwed. But as soon as I saw the ring clatter on the ground, I was like, oh yeah, of course, everything else on a smaller scale that was melted, it melted back into place, and it was fine. So, what do I know? No major deaths with 2 episodes to go. And it's the end of Volume 2 and the finale. There's no way they can pull punches here. They can't. The writers have pulled too many punches to not pull something in this last episode. Henry is essentially evil Spider-Man. He definitely got infected with whatever was in that doctor's briefcase. I don't know how those two ran into each other. That's going to be an interesting story. I think we're going to get a lot of background in episode 7. I'm going to pee and then get started. Just like season 4, roll the clip.
Nobody died.
Nobody died. Really? That's surprising. I don't know if this is a good or bad thing. I'm basing my expectations for the way this show ends off of Breaking Bad, because in my opinion, and I've done a whole other YouTube video on this, I'll put the card up there. Breaking Bad, to this point, 10:28 p.m. Central Time, on Christmas of 2025, is the best TV show ever created, because it was not a truly happy ending. They did not pull punches. They had major character deaths halfway through the season, and they weren't afraid to get their hands dirty and turn characters we love into characters we can't stomach. And we're not getting that here so far. The Duffer Brothers, to this point, have been afraid to get rid of the characters we love. And they're going to do it all in this one fell swoop in the finale. Cram everything into 2 hours. I don't know if it's going to be enough. I don't know if we're going to get all our questions answered. I don't know if we're going to get closure. We need to know what exactly happened in that cave with Henry. We need to know... I don't know how this is going to wrap up in 2 hours. I don't know who's going to die. Now, the prediction I made at the beginning of all of these predictions, with Elle making a Loki-style sacrifice to kind of stay in the Upside Down and make sure that she can watch over everything and at the same time not have her blood be used to restart these experiments, that prediction looks pretty good. So I feel good about that. To be honest, I expected more. The Duffer Brothers teed this up to be a very dark Christmas, a big heart-wrencher. Not in the ways that you expected. There was a lot of emotion. I do like what they did with Will kind of coming out at the end of episode 7. I think that was really sweet, a group hug, kind of facing your own fears so your enemy can't use them against you kind of way. That's all well and good, but the emotional stakes just... they're not there yet. No major character deaths until the final episode of the series, because everybody that's been killed off has been at best a side character. Either a ton of heads are going to roll to make up for lost time, or it's going to be pretty rosy at the end. And to be honest, I came into this expecting a halfway happy ending, as Hopper would word it, but we will see in a week. See y'all on New Year's, and thanks for watching this reaction to Stranger Things Season 5, Volume 2. I'm going to crack a bubbler, debrief with the family and with Blake, and get this out in the morning. Peace out.